My beloved child, listen carefully. The pain you buried has started speaking. What you thought was forgotten is being read aloud in heaven, and your enemy has heard the echo. Archangel Michael says, exposure is not punishment, it is rescue. Someone close already knows what you tried to hide, and their next move is being planned tonight. But do not fear, heaven has called you to watch, not collapse. What will be revealed will save you if you're ready to face it. Stay where you are, because in the next few moments, I will show you how God turns your secret wound into your final victory. Don't scroll. Breathe once, slowly. My beloved child, the pain you hid did not die, it learned your heartbeat and waited for tonight. I am Archangel Michael, and I have been sent to speak plainly. What you buried to survive is about to surface to set you free. Your enemy has smelled the bruise and is planning to weaponize it. Whispers, screenshots, half-truths bent into chains. They believe exposure will destroy you. Heaven says exposure will deliver you. Do you feel the air changing in this room, the way the lamp hum grows louder and the hallway goes quiet? That is the court of light convening. Your secret has already been read in heaven, and the verdict is mercy. You will not be tried by shame. You will be escorted by truth. Look at me. The armor I wear was forged by vows older than fear. The sword in my hand records every breath you used to hold back tears. Tonight I will cut the script your enemy rehearsed and return the lines to the one who owns them. But first, you must hear the plan. The pain you hid has 3 names: the lie you told yourself, the story someone sold you, and the silence that kept both alive. Your enemy knows 2 of these and thinks that is enough to bury you. It is not. The third, the silence, belongs to heaven, and heaven is breaking it now in your favor. Watch, I open my palm, and your room becomes a mirror of memory. See the moment you decided to carry what was never yours. The night you took the blame to protect someone who wouldn't even hold your hand in daylight. The afternoon you smiled so convincingly your ribs forgot to move. You did not lie to harm, you lied to breathe. The judge has taken this into account. And now the enemy's strategy, their next move, the one they think will end you. A message drafted at 2:11 a.m., sent to 3 people who love drama more than resolution. An anonymous tip dropped where it will cause maximum noise with minimum context. A meeting arranged to make you perform panic on cue. I cancel it. Do you hear me? I cancel it by authority of the name that unspools every trap spun in darkness. You will not be caught performing despair for an audience that profits from your pain. Instead, you will arrive with calm and evidence. Here is how heaven turns exposure into exodus. Step 1. Name the wound without decorating it. Words spoken slowly under light disarm shame. Step 2. Bring receipts of reality. Your notes, the dates, the quiet witnesses who saw what cruelty edited out. Step 3. Choose confession over performance. You are not auditioning for forgiveness, you are partnering with it. I will stand at your right hand while you do this. I will tilt the room toward clarity and make lies forget their lines. Do not answer mockery, breathe and let truth echo. Your greatest enemy is not a person. It is the choreography of fear, how it turns your heartbeat into a gavel. That gavel is mine now. I strike it 3 times over your life, innocence reclaimed. Narrative corrected. Authority restored. Listen to the hallway, hear how the house itself has stopped bracing. It knows the storm can't live here anymore. Your secret thinks it will embarrass you, it will emancipate you. The ones who hope to feast on your pain will choke on their own confusion when peace refuses to panic. But understand, peace is not passivity. Peace is the strongest posture. When they push, you stand. When they prod, you name. When they spin, you anchor. I will choreograph the timing, watch for these cues. At 9:07 tomorrow morning, the call you dread will ring. Do not sprint to answer. Let it ring once. Put your hand on your chest and say, I am not a prisoner of my past. Then pick up and speak only what is necessary. By noon, a message will arrive from someone who once failed you. Reply with 1 sentence of truth, not rage, not relitigation, truth. At 3:33, you will feel the room brighten. That is your sign to print the documents you've been avoiding. Paper, in light, becomes testimony. At sunset, take 1 walk. Heaven loves moving bodies when rewriting stories. You will notice small mercies, the bus that waits, the stranger who smiles, the breeze that smells like iron and rain. That is me within the ordinary, adjusting outcomes, escorting you past traps with the casual confidence of victory already written. Now, hear this and let it brand your spirit. You cannot be blackmailed by what you have already brought to God. Confession is the bankruptcy of shame. What can they collect from a debt forgiven? Nothing. You say, but Michael, I really did fail. I answer, mercy doesn't negotiate with accuracy, it overwrites it with redemption. You say, but I hurt someone. I answer, then repair what you can and stop renting your future to the past. You say, but they will say my healing is a performance. I answer, let them talk while you walk. Your assignment is humility with a backbone. You will apologize without kneeling to manipulation. You will clarify without convincing. You will shine without seeking applause. Exposure is not your enemy, pretense is. Lay it down. When the room fills with eyes, look past them to mine. I will cue your breath, steady your hands, and sentence the atmosphere to honesty. Do you feel the temperature change? That is chains snapping, subtle, invisible, final. The secret you hid has stopped hiding you. Now, the counter move. I strike the ground and summon the witnesses heaven prepared. The neighbor who saw the first wound, the friend who remembers the timeline, the text thread that contradicts the false consensus. I gather them like light into my blade. When needed, they will shine. And for the enemy? I grant them one mercy, I let their own words find mirrors. What they meant for spectacle will become self-indictment when spoken under truth's gravity. Do not rejoice at their stumble, rejoice at your freedom. I will handle their consequences without your poison becoming the seasoning. You are not responsible for their lesson, you are responsible for your release. One more instruction, cleanse your house. Not with incense or performance, but with order. Throw away the little altars to despair, kept mementos of betrayal, screenshots saved for revenge, clothes that smell like old storms. Make space for the life arriving. Heaven loves tidy landing zones. Put a glass of water on your table each morning, a candle beside it, and your name on a slip of paper between them. This is not magic, it is memory. Water honors the body that carried you through, flame honors the presence that never left, your name honors the person you are becoming. Speak it aloud. You will feel silly for 3 days. On the 4th, you will feel strong. Then, watch how people change around you when you stop auditioning for belonging. Watch the doors open that were never locked, only waiting for you to knock as yourself. Now, the blessing. I place my hand over your heart and I declare a reversal. Where you once rehearsed disaster, you will now rehearse destiny. Where your breath once copied panic, it will now memorize peace. Where your mind once rented rooms to old scenes, it will now host solutions. I release the oil of clarity over your head, it runs down like law. You will speak slower and be heard deeper. You will walk straighter and be approached kinder. You will sleep quicker and dream cleaner. And when you wake, you will remember this: I am not what happened to me, I am what heaven did with it. Finally, a covenant, lift your right hand. Repeat after me: I will not hide what God is healing. I will not feed what God is fasting. I will not fear what God is finishing. Good. The room agreed. The enemy will still try one last time. Tonight between 11:11 and midnight, a surge of anxiety, a temptation to call someone who lures you into rehearsing the wound. Do not answer loneliness with old numbers. Sit. Breathe. Say my name. I will fill the room with the sound of wings, and the craving to perform pain will pass like weather. Tomorrow, you will begin the easier life that truth purchases, the one where the only thing you lose is the need to be perfect. Now I sheath the sword. The glow lifts. The hum softens. But nothing is back to normal. The architecture of your story has been redrawn. The pain you hid has become a lighthouse. Your greatest enemy has been demoted from author to audience. Walk past them. Raise your head. Let exposure do its holiest work, make you whole in public so no one can sell you back to secrecy. My beloved child, this is how we win, not by erasing your past, but by refusing to rent it a microphone. I will be beside you in the room, behind you on the call, above you in the night. When the floor tilts, put your hand on your chest and speak the password heaven taught you. Case closed. I carry light. Then go, drink water, tell the truth, and meet your life at the door it is finally willing to open. The morning after exposure rarely arrives with thunder. It comes quietly, pretending to be normal. Birds still sing, the kettle still boils, but you can feel the shift. The air is thicker, heavier with eyes you cannot see. Your phone buzzes, and for a heartbeat, the fear returns, they know. But before panic takes its seat, my voice interrupts the noise. My beloved child, breathe. The storm has only revealed the architecture of your courage. You did not lose control, you lost the illusion of secrecy, and illusions are expensive to maintain. Heaven is not ashamed of what truth exposes. What is seen cannot destroy what is already redeemed. You stand at the window, watching the day stretch across the street, and realize nothing outside actually changed, only perspective. Exposure rearranges rooms, it doesn't remove roofs. The whispers have started, yes, names dropped in group chats, stories twisted by boredom pretending to be empathy. But listen, whispers are powerless in daylight. My wings block them like wind over a mountain. Every sentence that begins in malice will end in revelation. That is law. Your enemy underestimated the mathematics of mercy, how heaven multiplies strength in proportion to scandal. The phone rings again. I see the hesitation in your hand. Should I answer? you ask. I whisper, not yet. Let truth walk into the room first. At 9:07, the call stops. Silence wins round one. A message appears instead, half apology, half trap. They're talking about you. I just wanted to warn you. I smile. The enemy always sends bait dressed as concern. Do not bite. Instead, go to your mirror. Look at yourself, really look. That face is not disgrace, it is data. Every line tells a story God has already graded as completed. You have nothing to prove. By noon, news spreads. The rumor travels faster than correction because gossip runs on caffeine while truth jogs on discipline. But heaven doesn't need speed, it has accuracy. You open your laptop and see a thread of assumptions spiraling. The old panic claws at your ribs. That's when I lean close, my breath cooling your spine. Let them build your reputation, I'll handle your reality. You close the laptop. This is your first act of war, refusing to worship reaction. Demons feed on outrage, angels feast on restraint. You've just starved the enemy. Afternoon arrives with fatigue. Emotional hangover, human and holy at once. You sit at your desk, unsure what to do next. So I answer before you ask. Do nothing dramatic. Do something ordinary. Wash the dishes. Fold the clothes. Make the bed. Each act of normalcy is rebellion against chaos. While the world rehearses your downfall, you are rehearsing resurrection. Every plate stacked neatly declares, I still live here. At 2:33 p.m., the first ally appears. Not the loud friend who vanished at the first rumor, someone quieter, unexpected, a coworker, a neighbor, a cousin you barely text. They send 4 words, I know the truth. Don't dismiss it, that's your confirmation. Heaven always assigns one witness who remembers your character when your image gets edited. I sent them. Their courage will grow with your calm. When they defend you later, it will sound unrehearsed, and that authenticity will dismantle every lie built on performance. But the hardest moment comes at dusk. The sun lowers, and loneliness comes to collect. You wonder, was I wrong to hide? Did I deserve this exposure? Listen carefully, guilt is not God's accent. Conviction instructs, guilt indicts. One frees, the other fetters. You are feeling the echo of old bondage, not new judgment. I whisper again, you are not being punished. You are being purified. The difference is everything. Punishment ends stories, purification edits them. When night falls, you walk into the living room and sit in the half-light. Shadows lean long, like memories stretching. You expect emptiness but feel presence. That's me, standing unseen, sword grounded, tip touching the floor. Michael, you whisper, what if they don't believe me? I answer, belief is never prerequisite for redemption. Heaven's opinion of you doesn't refresh with trending tags. What they think changes nothing. What you choose changes everything. Now, pay attention. Between 10 and 11 tonight, a final test will come. Someone who once hurt you will send a message designed to reopen the wound. They will pretend to care. They will call your name with nostalgia dipped in poison. Don't answer. I repeat, don't. Exposure drags truth into light. Response drags you back into darkness. Let silence do the heavy lifting. The next morning, they will text again, pretending confusion. Ignore that, too. Heaven's protection sometimes sounds like unanswered notifications. Then, as midnight approaches, look outside. You will see the sky flash once, no thunder, just light. That's the final photograph heaven takes of your enemy's plan before it collapses. Their next move cannot reach you because it was written in fear, and fear cannot pass through walls built of confession. I have stationed guards, angels of integrity, positioned around your name. They stand at your job, your home, your inbox. Anyone who speaks your name without permission from love will taste dust on their tongue until they stop. That is not vengeance, it is spiritual physics. By morning, you will notice something strange. People who ignored you will start reaching out again, uncertain, curious, guilt-ridden. Don't rush to fix their discomfort. Their unease is heaven reminding them who actually stood when others ran. You are not their savior, you are their syllabus. Let them study your steadiness. Later that week, someone will publish the truth you were too tired to defend. It will come from a source no one expected, an internal witness flipping the script. That's how heaven ends rumors, with receipts written by redeemed hands. When that happens, don't shout, "I told you so." Smile quietly and bake bread. Yes, bake. Acts of creation balance narratives of destruction. The smell of something rising while lies fall is the poetry of God. When night returns, the storm finally calms. You feel the ache but also the air's clarity. You realize what exposure truly did. It emptied the closets where shame used to hang. The skeletons are gone because they've been named. What remains is space, and space is holy. You are lighter now. Look at your hands, still trembling, but not from fear, from release. This is how healing feels in its first language. I stand behind you, wings drawn close, voice steady. You see? I whisper. They cannot destroy what I defend. You thought they exposed your pain, I exposed their motives. You nod, tears tracking silently. Michael, you ask, what happens to them now? I answer, that is not your chapter to write. Mercy edits all endings differently. The next morning, peace arrives unannounced. It doesn't knock, it moves in. You wake and realize you've slept deeply for the first time in months. You check your phone, no panic, no dread. You make coffee, open the window, and the light doesn't hurt your eyes anymore. That's victory. Quiet, unspectacular, divine. You survived exposure without losing essence. And in that moment, I speak once more, the aftershock is over. The foundation stands. Build now, not with secrecy but with transparency. The world needs architects who know what it costs to stay honest. You smile, whisper back, case closed, I carry light. The words fit perfectly this time, like armor you finally grew into. Morning light spills through the blinds like forgiveness. The air itself feels different, thinner, gentler, the way it smells after heavy rain. Your body, once clenched in defense, finally exhales. The silence that once scared you now sounds holy. My beloved child, I am here, and the war is over. What they meant for exposure became your exodus. The storm didn't destroy you, it rinsed you clean. Heaven did not humiliate you, heaven unveiled you. You can breathe again. Walk through your house. Notice how ordinary it looks. That is the miracle, peace has returned to rooms that once held panic. Every shadow looks softer because truth has repainted the walls. Even the mirror greets you differently, it no longer echoes accusation. The face you see is the same one God defended in every courtroom you never saw. The verdict is final, free. Sit for a moment. Listen to the hum of the refrigerator, the drip of the faucet, the far-off traffic. That's the sound of normal life, a song you forgot you liked. No alarms, no checking your phone to see who betrayed you next. It's over. The enemy has left the room, bored of a battle they can no longer win. Their final weapon was noise, and silence has silenced them. I stand beside you now, armor dimmed, sword sheathed. My wings are folded not from fatigue but from completion. You did it, I whisper. You stood when collapse felt easier. You let truth bruise you into wisdom. You smile through tears, realizing how tired you are and how holy that tiredness feels. Fatigue means you fought. Rest means you won. Outside, the world continues, people rushing, arguing, laughing. Yet you move slower, as if time finally caught up with your soul. You aren't hiding anymore. Every breath feels honest. The secrets that once stalked you have turned into testimonies waiting for their right audience. That is redemption's favorite trick, converting evidence into education. Soon you'll find yourself comforting others with the same sentences that once carried you through the night. That's not coincidence, that's curriculum. Now, listen carefully. Heaven has one last instruction: forgive. Not to erase, but to unchain. Forgiveness doesn't mean they were right, it means you won't let them rent space in a house God just renovated. When you bless your enemy, you evict their influence. Say it quietly now: I release them. Good. Feel that weight slide off your chest. That's peace doing paperwork. Look at the sky. It's not cloudless, but it's honest. That's what healing looks like: clarity with texture. From this day forward, you'll notice small serendipities replacing the storms, people you needed showing up at the exact minute, opportunities timed to your readiness, laughter erupting in places that once echoed your tears. These aren't coincidences, they're compensation. Heaven always pays in restoration, not revenge. You ask me, Michael, what happens next? I answer, life, finally unedited. You will wake up each morning and not fear discovery because there is nothing left to hide. You will speak without rehearsing, love without negotiating, and rest without apology. Truth has made you untouchable. Not immune to pain, but immune to manipulation. That is what freedom feels like, serenity without secrecy. Before I depart, there's one last gift. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart. Feel that pulse? It's no longer frantic, it's rhythmic, sovereign. I lay a feather of light there, not symbol, but seal. Whenever anxiety tries to return, touch that place and remember tonight's decree: case closed. I carry light. These words will unlock calm faster than fear can speak. They are your password into peace. I step back now. My form brightens, wings stretching until they blur into dawn. Where are you going? You whisper. I smile. Everywhere you will need courage. The room warms, not from sunlight but from presence, then slowly settles into stillness again. You realize the light didn't leave, it just moved inside you. You stand, stretch, open the door, and the wind greets you with the gentlest applause. Somewhere in the distance, a child laughs, a bird sings, a new chapter begins. You step forward, no audience, no armor, just truth and calm. The story that started in fear now ends in freedom. The pain you hid became the path you walk. And heaven smiles because you finally understand, peace was never the absence of battle, it was the presence of God after it.